So welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a book haul. I just threw my hair up real quick and decided to film this so I can put the books away. It's a half price books haul. Yesterday was my pup's 6-month oncology checkup at the university, which is several hours away, and I went to 2 half price books since I don't have any near me. First one I got quite a few, but the second one I got a lot, so let's just get into it. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible too. I know I've been wanting for a while. The Mortification of Fovea. A lot of these I've been wanting for a long time, so almost all of them. Of Fovea Munson by Margi and Winn Heider. This was on clearance for $3. It's like brand new. Fovea Munson is nobody's Igor. True parents own a cadaver lab where they perform surgeries on dead bodies, and yes, that makes her gross by association, at least according to everyone in 7th grade. And sure, Fovea's stuck working at the lab now that her summer camp plans have fallen through. But she is by no means Dr. Frankenstein's snuffling assistant. That is, until 3 disembodied heads left to thaw in the wet lab start talking to her, out loud. What seems like a nightmare or hallucination is not. Fovea is somebody's Igor, alright. 3 somebody's actually, and they need a favor. It sounds so unique and so incredible. So excited to have this. And this was $2.99. It's the Bran Hambric series, and this is the Farfield Curse. I don't know if this is the first book or not, so I'm not gonna read the synopsis, but like I said, $2.99. It's by Kaleb Nation. So excited to have one of the books finally. Just sounds right up my alley and like something amazing. I never heard of this one, I don't think, and it was $1.99. It's by Clive, The Thief of Always. It says soon to be a major motion picture. I don't know if that happened or not, but Harvey is bored. Bored with school, bored with winter, bored with being treated like a kid. Then he meets Rictus. The goblin stranger with the pumpkin grin is anything but boring. He takes Harvey on vacation to a magical house where every day is an endless round of fun. But when darkness falls at Holiday House, every night is Halloween, filled with deadly terror. And Harvey discovers the final horrifying secret. Dozens of children have gone into Holiday House, but not one has ever come out. I love a good spooky middle grade for $1.99. That just sounds, I'm just so excited. I'm gonna say that 10,000 times. It's another series I've been eyeing for a while. And it does have a 1. Thank you very much for putting the number on there. In the series, series name is Pandora. Yeah, it is, because here's the other books. It's Pandora, and this is Pandora Gets Jealous by Carolyn. Hennesy. Pandora Athena's Andromache Helena, or Pandy for short, has something really good for her school project on the gods. A mysterious box given to her father by Zeus himself. Pandy knows the box is full of something so terrifying that it must never be opened. But it's so much cooler than showing her dad's liver in a jar again. Of course, before she realizes it, 7 kinds of evil and misery have escaped. Athens starts to crumble. Death and destruction are everywhere. You get the picture. Hauled before Zeus, Hera, and the rest of the immortals, Pandora is ordered to capture all 7 evils or go down in history as a girl who ruined the world. That sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. And it gives me like the Goddess Girl vibes, like that graphic novel I just read, so I'm very happy. And I have another cover of this one, and I can't decide which one I like better. I didn't even realize it was the same book at first, but then it was beside the cover I have, and then I realized. But I really like this cover, and it was only $1.99. The Last of the Really Great Whangdoodles by Julie Edwards. Ben, Tom, and Lindy Potter are ordinary children. They lead ordinary lives until they meet the brilliant Professor Savant. He tells them all about Whangdoodles, the wise and magical creatures who once lived on Earth but then disappeared to another land and were forgotten forever, except by Professor Savant and the 3 children who were determined to visit Whangdoodle Land, where the last of the really great Whangdoodles rules over his kingdom of fantastic creatures. Getting there isn't easy. The children must look beyond the ordinary and see things in a completely different way. It's hard and dangerous work, and sometimes it seems that they'll never reach the Whangdoodles castle. But little by little, the children learn that with a bit of imagination, anything is possible. It just sounds so magical. I think this is another one in a series, or it was a duology. I don't know if this is 1 or 2, so I'm not going to read the synopsis. It's Changeling by Delia, Sherman, and it was for $49. It sounds like a dark fantasy upper middle grade, right up my alley. I'm just so intrigued. And so far, all the ones I'm showing you, this one might have been read. It's hard to tell with this one, but all except one. The one I got on clearance, this doesn't look like it's ever been read. And all the paperbacks, the only one that looks like it's been read is the one that was $1.99. All the rest of them, the spines aren't even cracked. just love that. And I get mostly paperbacks because, like I've mentioned before, they're hardbacks. I don't think they put them at the best deal. Like, you can go on eBay and get them for like $4. I got Heart of a Samurai by Margi, Preus, and it was $4.49. So excited that they had this. It's 1841, and 14-year-old Manjiro and his 4 friends find themselves stranded on a deserted island after a storm at sea. Beyond the island is the unknown, filled with monsters and demons and barbarians, or so they've been told. They know they cannot return to their home in Japan. The country's borders are closed to foreigners and also to citizens who have strayed. One day, an American whaling vessel passes near the island and takes the castaways aboard. Manjiro joins in the work of the ship, eager to learn everything he can about this strange new culture. Over the next 10 years, he travels the high seas, visiting places he never dreamed existed, including America. But deep down, he longs to return home, and somehow, though he knows it impossible for a simple fisherman, become a samurai. Will Manjiro ever be able to go back to his native land? If he does, will he be welcomed or condemned? Over the next 10 years, so what, he'll be 24? This is a middle grade, though, and a whaling vessel. That doesn't make... It's got a Newbery honor, so I don't think that they would glorify the killing of whales, so maybe I'm just interpreting that wrong. I hope so, but very intrigued. I wanted this for so long. It's a series, and yeah, this is the first one I'm for sure. This was $3.99. Miss Piggle-Wiggle and the Whatever Cure by Ann M. Martin. And Ann M. Martin wrote The Babysitter's Club, which is what I grew up on. I'm very excited to read something else by her. Okay, maybe I won't read the synopsis. This was like a companion to another series because it says, introducing an irresistible new character to the beloved Mrs. Piggle-Wiggle world. So, I'll look into that and see what books came before, but I don't want to read the synopsis in case, you don't want to, in case it says something from that series, but happy to have that. Okay, and then this is one of those editions that I love, these Junior Guilds Library, and it's got this protective thing over it that someone put, not like a library because it clings to it, so it's like an impeccable condition, and this one came with the sprayed edges like some of them do. 5 Little Peppers, How They Grow, and this is the book that I've been wanting, so I was so excited to see that it came with this edition. Just like almost brand new looking because of the protection and how amazing someone took care of it. So I was so happy to see this, and it was only $4.49. Usually these are at least marked up, so happy. Then I got 3 Secret Gardens. So I got this one. Unless it's something about the cut, if there's no illustrations inside, the outside has to be really special for me to just want it for the outside. But usually I only get ones with illustrations, or that, to add to the collection, because I love this book so much. This was $4.49. It's Secret Garden by Frances Hodgins Burnett. So happy to find that. This is a naked hardback. It was $5.48. Illustrations throughout. And then this one, I found 2 others in this edition, and I was so excited. And I looked them all up online because these are $7.99, just to make sure that I couldn't find it for a better price. And the cheapest I found, one of them was like $18, and like the other ones they were higher, so I went ahead and got them. Miles Kelly. These are naked hardbacks. Isn't that just so beautiful? I just love this illustration. She's stunning. And then in the same edition, $7.99, I got The Wizard of Oz. It doesn't even, it's like it's never been opened. That edition, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I just love it when they do something different, like if they made her brunette. I was so happy I found those. And then another, this is Alice in Wonderland. This one was $12.49, but I looked it up, and it's like so hard to find apparently. Like the cheapest I found it was like $50, so I paid $12.49. Got this slip case. Got this like little ball thingy right there. to hurt that. So yeah, I was so happy. Never seen this one before. Never seen any of these before. And that was what I got from the first one. And so the next, I'm gonna have to stop in a minute and film the rest later because I gotta get supper ready. Princess Diary series by Meg Cabot. These beautiful new covers. They had one of them for $3.99 and this is the first book. Yeah, Thermopolis is pretty sure there's nothing worse than being a 5'9", frizzy-haired freshman who also happens to be flunking algebra. Is she ever in for a surprise? First, Mom announces that she's dating Mia's algebra teacher. Then Dad has to go and reveal that he is the crown prince of Genovia. And guess who still doesn't have a date for the cultural diversity jam? Excited to have this. So excited that they had it. This is one I couldn't remember if I have or not. It's $2.99, so I went ahead and got it. But the Moffats, now that's what I've been wanting. It's by Eleanor Estes, 60th anniversary edition. Meet the Moffats. There is Sylvie, the oldest, the cleverest, and most days at least, the responsible one. Joey, who though only 12, is the man of the house, sometimes. Janie, who has a terrific upside-down way of looking at the world. And Rufus, who may be the littlest but always gets in the biggest trouble. Even the most ordinary Moffat day is packed with extraordinary fun. Only a Moffat could get locked in a bread box all afternoon, or dance with a dog in front of the whole town, or hitch a ride on a boxcar during kindergarten recess. And only a Moffat could turn mistakes and mischief into hilarious, one-of-a-kind adventure. Sounds like it's going to be heartwarming, great fun. Another one I've been wanting this series for a long time. Sky Jumpers by Peggy Edelman. This was $3.49 and it does say number 1, thank you. Hope lives in White Rock, a town full of adventurers struggling to survive in a war-ravaged world. But Hope is terrible at inventing. She would rather sneak off to sky jump in the bomb's breath, the deadly band of compressed air that hovers above the town. When ruthless bandits invade to steal an invention and then take everyone hostage, only Hope and her friends, Aaron and Brock, can escape through the bomb's breath to get help. For once, inventing isn't the answer, and the risk-taking that usually gets Hope into trouble just might save them all. So intrigued by this one. It just sounds so up my alley. And then I got the first 2 books in the Emily Windsnap series by Liz Kessler. They're both $2.99. And this is Emily Windsnap and the Monster of the Deep. This is the second book. Everybody has a secret. Mine is a little different though. I didn't even know about it until the first day of swim class in 7th grade. You see, I'd never been allowed to go into the water before. As it turns out, swimming comes naturally to me. Very naturally. In fact, so naturally that you might even say, well, it's true. Here's my secret. I figured out that I'm a mermaid. It's a mermaid. And also by Liz Kessler, Philippa Fisher's Fairy Godsister. This was $2.99. Average 11-and-a-half-year-old Philippa Fisher would like nothing more than a fairy godmother. Instead, she gets Daisy, her same-age fairy godsister. Philippa is thrilled. Now she can wish away her shyness and win over her classmates. She can even make her free-spirited parents just a little more normal. Daisy, who's not too fond of humans, only wants to grant the wishes as quickly as possible. But things are never that simple. The pair just can't seem to get along, and Philippa's wishes keep making her life worse. Will Philippa and Daisy come together to solve the mess they've created before it's too late? Sister instead of a godmother, yeah. And these don't say which they are, so I'm not going to read a synopsis. These have definitely, this one especially has been loved. They were both $3.49. They're Familiar series. I got Secrets of the Crown and Circle of Heroes. I always went back and forth about this one. I didn't know if I would like it, but it's not just because it's cats instead of just cats being like the side characters or side, you know. But they just sound amazing. The more middle grade I read, I do like. So stuff kind of like this. So figured I could find them for a great price. Grab 2 of them, and they're by Adam J. Epstein and Andrew Jacobson. And then I got 2 of these. I don't know if there's like a numbered or if it's just, but Liberty Letters, that's the name of the series. And I got Secrets of Civil War Spies and Adventures in Jamestown. They're by Nancy Lassard. I love historical fiction, and it looks like they're written in the form of letters. And just historical fiction in each one. They had one about Pearl Harbor too. I just got these 2 just to, because they stood out to me more than that one. Not stood out to me more than that one. I just picked these 2 instead of getting all 3. But they're right up my alley. Another series that series or duology. The Lost Planet by Rachel Searles. This is $3.49. All it says on the back is, Guide the Star. This is what the boy is told. He woke up on planet Trucon inside a fence line that he shouldn't have been able to cross. He has an Anorad blaster wound to the back of his head. He is now under the protection of a mysterious benefactor. His name is Chase Garrity. This is what Chase Garrity knows. He has no memory. He has a message. Guides the star. Time is running out. It just makes me want to know more. Another one. This one doesn't even look like it's ever been read. Series I've been wanting. Eric Rex, and this is The Dragon's Eye by Kaza Kingsley. This is $4.99. This is the first book. It has a 1. Thank you. The battle for the scepters begins. Life is not easy for 12-year-old Eric Rex. His single mother can barely support her 6 adopted kids, and they moved into an apartment so tiny that Eric sleeps with the washing machine. Worse, there is a strange force within Eric that makes him do odd things. No matter how hard he fights it, his urge to obey grows until it is impossible to resist. Then one morning, Eric's mother is missing. The force inside him commands him to find her, leading him on an adventure that will change him forever. When he arrives in Elysium, where our old knowledge of magic is kept, he learns that his mother and the entire kingdom are in peril. Eric must learn the secret of trust and loyalty to overcome all odds and begin a quest to become king. I'm going to read that like now. This is one I don't think I'd ever heard of. It was on clearance for $2. The Adventures by Rachel Delaney. Sebastian Constantinov has grown up in a traveling circus, surrounded by talented performers. Seb, however, has no circus skills at all. He can't even turn a somersault. But he does know this. The old-fashioned circus his father founded is out of date and running low on money. If someone doesn't figure out how to save it, the Constantinovas will be in real trouble. Seb thinks he may have the answer and involves attending the highly selective Bonaventure Circus School in Montreal, Canada. Seems like a long shot, but to his surprise, he gets accepted right away. Now all he has to do is keep his lack of talent a secret. But it turns out Seb isn't the only one with secrets. Life at circus school, he quickly realizes, is going to be quite an adventure. So excited. Okay, I'm going to go for now and I'll come back either later or tomorrow and film this. Okay, it is the next day. I couldn't get back to it last night, so we'll finish up. There's not that many left. Whenever I go in, I always try to find the next book in the series that I don't have, in the Ever After High series by Shannon Hale. And this is Wonderlandful World. It's book 3, and it was on clearance for $2. It's one I didn't have. They're naked hardbacks. And these can get expensive, so whenever I find them, especially $2, I grab them up. So now I have the first 3. I have the first book in this series, and it's one I really want to get to because it sounds so up my alley. So I got 2 more. It's the Fairy Tale Reform School series by Jen Kalanita. This is switched, and it was $3.99 for $3 on clearance. Charmed. Excited to add that to those. And on clearance for $3, William Winton and the Lost Cities by Bobby Pierce. This is book 3. This is a hardback. Looks brand new, and you can't beat $3. I picked this up. And I'd never heard of this before. It's on clearance for $3. Charlie Fortune in the Shadow Zone by Shane Berryhill. And it says praise for Charlie Fortune and the Outlaws. So I'm assuming this is a sequel, so I won't read the synopsis. But clearance, and it looks amazing. So I'm excited to find something I never heard of. And I may have heard of this before. I can't really remember. It's the Book of Time. It's the first book. It has a one. And it's by Guillaume Prevost. It's on clearance for $1. A statue, a coin, an old book. They look as dusty as everything else in Faulkner's antique books, but when Sam Faulkner slips the coin into the statue, he's swept back to Scotland in 800 AD, the age of the Vikings, where he must find both the statue and another coin in order to escape. It's the first journey in an adventure that will take him to World War I, medieval Europe, even ancient Egypt, and a mystery that will end only if Sam can find his father in time. It's just so intriguing. Right, I'm so happy I found that. And one I've been wanting for a while. Masterpiece by Elise Broach. It was $3.99. It's like brand new. Illustrations inside. Boy Meets Beetle. Martin lives with his family under the kitchen sink in the Pompidou's apartment. He is very much a beetle. James lives with his family in New York City. He is very much an 11-year-old boy. After James gets a pen and ink set for his birthday, Marvin surprises him by creating an elaborate miniature drawing. Then James ends up with all the credit and is expected to do it again. Before they know it, the unlikely friends are caught up in an art heist that could lead them to a long-lost drawing by Albrecht Dürer. Of course, James can't go through with the plan without Marvin's help, but can a boy take a beetle to a museum and let him recreate a masterwork of art without anyone knowing about it? Even more important, can he bring the beetle safely back home? It just sounds so different and so just, so excited. And then another series I've been wanting for a while, they have book 1. It's the 11 Thumps series. This is 11 Thumps and the Gateway to Foo, F-O-O, by Obert Sky. This is on clearance for $2, brand new. Welcome to Foo. 14-year-old Levin Thumps, aka Lev, lives a wretched life in Burnt Culvert, Oklahoma. But everything is about to change as he learns about a secret gateway that bridges 2 worlds, the real world and Foo, a place created at the beginning of time that makes it possible for humans to dream and hope, aspire and imagine. But Foo is in chaos, and 3 transplants from that dream world have been sent to retrieve Lev, who alone has the power to save Foo. Enter Clover, a wisecracking foot-high sidekick, Winter, a girl with special power of her own, and Get, the rightful heir to Foo. Their mission, to convince Lev that he has the power to save Foo. Can this unique band of travelers help Lev overcome his doubt? Will Lev find the gateway in time, or will Sabine and his dark shadows find the gateway first and destroy humanity? He's 14, so upper middle grade. I love a ragtag group of kids on an adventure, forming a friendship. Just so excited. The Lightning Queen by Laura Rizal. So it was $3.49. Never read. No sex bind. Nothing exciting happens on the Hill of Dust in the remote mountains of Mexico. There's no electricity, no plumbing, no cars, just day after day of pasturing goats. And now without his sister and mother, 11-year-old Chio's life feels even more barren. Then one day, the mysterious young Esma, who calls herself the Gypsy Queen of Lightning, rolls into town like a rush of color. Her caravan's mistress of destiny predicts that Tio and Esma will be longtime friends against all odds. Suddenly, life brims with possibility, and magic and danger. With the help of a rescued duck, a 3-legged skunk, a blind goat, and the other unexpected friends, Tio and Esma must overcome obstacles, even death, to make their fortune come true. It just sounds so good. I love that. And the rest of these I've been wanting for so long. I was so happy they had them. A Year Without Autumn by Liz Kessler. It's $3.99. Again, no cracks flying. 12-year-old Jenny Green's family vacation has finally arrived, and her best friend in the world, Autumn, will be there too. But when Jenny takes an old elevator to Autumn's condo, everything has changed. Tragedy has struck Autumn's family, and everyone is a year older. Jenny realizes that she needs to change the future by somehow fixing the past. That's all it says, but that's enough to make me immediately want to know more. Summer of the Gypsy Moss by Sarah Pennypacker. It's on clearance for $3. Stella loves living with Great Aunt Louise in her big old house near the water on Cape Cod for many reasons, but mostly because Louise likes routine as much as she does. Sometimes something Stella appreciates since her mom is, well, kind of unreliable. So while Mom finds herself, Stella fantasizes that someday she'll come back to the Cape and settle down. The only obstacle to her plan? Angel, the foster kid Louise has taken in. Angel couldn't be less like her name. She's tough and prickly, and the girls hardly speak to each other. But when tragedy unexpectedly strikes, Stella and Angel are forced to rely on each other to survive, and they learn that they are stronger together than they could have imagined. And over the course of the summer, they discover the one thing they do have in common: dreams of finally belonging to a real family. Sounds like a great summer read option, of course, and like a powerful, emotional story. I'm so happy to have this. It's been on my wish list for so long, and it was on clearance for $3 for this hardback. The Zoo at the Edge of the World by Eric Kahn Gale. Beautiful illustrations inside. Marlin is not slow or mute. What he is a stutterer, and that makes it impossible for him to convince people otherwise. He also is a Rockgum, the younger son of the world-famous explorer Ronan Rockgum, renowned for his daring exploits in the jungles of South America, taming wild beasts and filling in the blank spaces on the map. Ronan is the owner and proprietor of the Zoo at the Edge of the World, a resort where the well-to-do form all over the globe and can come to experience the last bit of the wild left at the end of the 19th century. For Ronan, each day is a new opportunity to cast a light into the dark recesses of the world. For Marlin, each day is a struggle to speak, to communicate, to live up to the lofty expectations that his family name carries. This isn't easy when the only ones who understand him are his father and his pet monkey. In order to impress a powerful duke who comes to visit the zoo, Marlin's father ventures into the jungle and brings back a mysterious black jaguar, the only one in captivity. Everyone is terrified of it, including Marlin, until one night when the jaguar confers upon him a powerful gift. Soon Marlin finds himself with a difficult choice to make and finally something to say, if only he can figure out how to say it. A just makes you want to know more. It, like, gives you just enough to hook you. The last 3 are just ones I'm adding to my collection of some favorite classics, just like I got at the first store. First, I need more copies of A Little Princess because I don't have nearly as many as I do The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. This is $3.49. No crack spine or anything. This is so beautiful. So happy I found that. And then The Secret Garden. So $7.99, and I couldn't find it cheaper when I looked up online. This one and the other one is $7.99. Beautiful. And this is Miles Kelly too, so this might be like the bigger versions of those, but they're bigger and they have different. So even if it is the same, I just like them. And this is Alice of the Adventures in Wonderland. You can like feel the flowered. It's like raised, kind of. Yeah, I think it's the same as those other ones, but different on the outside too. So still happy to have them. Alright, y'all, that's it for this video. That's all I got from Half Price. The 2 Half Price books I went to while visiting the university from my Pets Oncology visit. If there's any that you are interested in now, have you read any of these? Did you like them? Did you not? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you would like to subscribe, I would love that if you'd like to. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.